I had a dream last night that I went to this house party because there was a girl there who I hooked up with before in the past, and I knew she was there. And when I went into that house party, she was singing karaoke, which she would absolutely never do. But I went there to see her, and then we got on this go-kart, golf cart kind of thing with a motorcycle seating. Like, so she was sitting behind me on this go-kart. And it was weird because, like, this go-kart didn't have regular wheels. It had like those hard plastic wheels, so it was very unstable on the pavement. So I was driving all really carefully. And then I don't know I don't know what we were looking for. We went to town, and then as we were driving back, I was about to pass over this bridge that was a road closed sign on it, but I was going to pass over it anyways. But before I got there, there was this guy on a bicycle who ate it right in front of us, hit his front wheel on something, and immediately the front wheel shattered, and he landed on his elbows. And we were trying to help him. I stopped, and I was trying to help him with like finding a bike shop or something that can help him. And I was using my phone, and then this truck pulls up, and it's a work crew, friends of my dad's, and in the dream, not real. And I handed them my phone to call somebody that they knew, and the automatic dialing thing called one of my exes who I haven't spoken to in years. Dreamland. And so they handed the phone back to me because they're like, well, this isn't the shop. And I started chatting with her again for the first time in years, and she kept asking me questions about stuff that I had done, concerts I'd been to and places I've traveled. And I was like, how do you know all this? Because I don't know a single thing about her in the last few years. And she was like, well, I have a friend who keeps me updated. And then as I was talking on the phone, emotions came back up and such. And the girl who was still in that motorcycle bench golf cart with me, she was getting a little impatient. I was like, well, I can't screw this up. And then I hopped off the phone, and I was like, look, I gotta go. And I hung up, and I didn't think anything of it after that. Didn't talk to her again. And so I got back on the golf cart and tailed off, and the girl behind me, sitting behind me, the one I used to hook up with, she asked me, so what is it about me that you like or whatever? And I felt so cornered and trapped, but I answered truthfully. I never didn't see her as a romantic interest, but I answered truthfully, like, hey, I think you're such a warm and beautiful soul and such. And that seemed to ease her a bit, and that was it. And then I woke up this morning, I felt a little vacuous, a little empty, which is strange because like there was no turmoil or stress with my emotions in that dream. But it was fascinating to wake up like that. It's definitely something to journal about. That's for damn sure.
This morning I journaled that out, that dream, and which I found so profound in a way. And I want to share with you, and this is the importance of journaling to me. It's worth noting that I said most of all of that in my vlog intro. I had a few more emotional descriptions here in my journal, but more or less I repeated the same account. That's where the dream ended. There was no hooking up. I don't know where we drove off to. Don't know the result of the cyclist. It just ended. And that, to me, is the most pertinent part of the dream. Everything open-ended. You make your own path, your own meaning. It's truly absurd, in the Camus sense of the absurd. And that bleeds into the feeling I had yesterday about how I'm becoming the man I wish would have saved me in the past. And that situation, that specific one in a dream, was quite common in the past. And I would have come unglued, especially if one of my exes would have prevented me from hooking up that night. But here was a go-kart with shit wheels that I calmly navigated, road closures I maneuvered through, helping a stranger while having a previous one-track mind that I put at ease and then got nothing out of it, and that's fine. I navigated. I mentioned I woke up feeling vacuous. Perhaps that's because this is uncharted territory and it's up to me to find meaning. And I just did. Already, I mean, noon, and we're having a freaking phenomenal moment of clarity in our day. Can't argue with that. Today has been a slow day. I've sat at this desk all day. It's 5 p.m. right now. I posted on my TikTok a while ago. I posted a video of me walking through town, driving through town, rolling through town in New Orleans with my meta glasses on. And it's so fun. It's so jovial. I'm excited about the architecture. I'm going out and doing karaoke, and I've got the POV shot of me singing karaoke. Bombed with views. It's doing nothing. I still have all my stuff on the couch from my road trip 2 weeks ago. But the kitty's taking advantage. Hi, kitty. Kitty. What's up, man?
It should die. That stuff works really well.
Yeah, we've done it before, but this grass, you just can't kill this shit, man. It just grows so quickly. It's wild. So we'll put it. We don't ever need to fertilize it. Do the exact opposite of fertilizing. I mean, look at this. It's rained for this week, and I've already mowed last week. But see, these, it just grows so damn quickly. Yeah, barbecue pits and the pedestals. I mean, so the pedestals, yes, and also the, these things right here. But it seems like it's obviously rained all week, and it'll probably rain tomorrow. And yeah, I'll need, if you want to also help out a little bit, I need some help weed eating for sure. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. So yeah, my buddy and I own an RV park out here by the coast, and I am the manager. So I live here on the property, and I also take care of the grounds, which is a huge pain in the butt, but it gives me something to do, man, and I appreciate being able to get some of this work done without having to pay people, because they charge a lot of moolah out here. Now I gotta check on somebody's electric. He just left, so I gotta get his electric calculated. Oh man, always something, dude, always something. I just mowed this grass, man. I got to do it all over again. It's been immediately. Anytime it rains and the sun comes out. So I've got this concept of writing about my road trip and posting out all of my Substack. I mean, that's going to happen. And I was wondering how I can go about doing that. Do I start from the beginning, day 1, May 8th, and then chronologically go through it? And as I was thinking about it, I mean, this was just a thought I was having now, a few minutes ago, is that I start from the emotional height of the trip, which was exactly in the middle of it. So the Saturday morning of my trip, the second Saturday morning, I was in Charleston, and I was hungover. It was before sunrise, and I was laying down on a concrete ledge at the Battery in Charleston, and I started weeping, started crying. And I have this all written in my journal already, so I have all the notes and details and stuff, so I just need to translate it to make it into a piece. And then I thought about doing it maybe in chapters, where I start with the emotional height, the Saturday morning of Charleston, and we know how that ends. I'm crying on the seaside, and then we start, that's chapter 1, and then chapter 2 goes back to day 1, and then we work our way up to Charleston, and then continue going through all the way through New Orleans, which was the final spot. Thank you for that. Speaking of inspiration, I don't get how cats can pee so much and drink so little. I mean, I only refill that one bowl of water once every 4 days, maybe. after these rainstorms, these mosquitoes get bad. Ugh. Look at that, just constantly. So I'm going through my journal entries from around that time. So May 15th, I wrote how I was really bummed out about my trip to Asheville. 5 days later, mind you, I'm used to writing in my journal every single morning, but I had Charleston, which was an incredible time, then Savannah, and then I got to Pensacola. And I woke up the next morning after sleeping in my car, and that's where I pick up in my journal entry. So I was sleeping in my car, and then I wrote about catching up from the previous 5 days, and I started writing about Charleston. And as I was writing here about the Charleston trip, I found it getting a little bit poetic and being kind of literature in a way. And so I kept writing. This is all from one day, and then I kept writing. So I kept writing the story, which started at the low point of the trip. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it into Google Docs so I have it somewhere. And I'm not going to translate anything. I'm not going to rewrite anything. I'm going to write it as is. So that way I have some raw footage, so to speak, to work from in order to build something of note, to build something worth sharing on my Substack. So that's what I'm going to do now. And that'll take me an hour or so to type all this up. You know what's wild? After going through this and typing all this out, and I did the word count, 1,560 words just from that one journal entry. And I was sitting in a freaking Starbucks after sleeping in a Walmart parking lot. And I wrote that, I cranked that out. I mean, just flying with a shitty pen. I didn't even have my beloved freaking fountain pen. And it dawned on me. I'm writing 1,500 words just sitting there. And it came out beautifully. YouTube will see it soon. That if I did that 30 times, if I did that 60 times, 40, 50 times, 40 days, that's 60,000 words. That's a book. That's a novel. Granted, this would be a true story, so not necessarily a novel, but you get what I'm saying. It would be a book. Who knows, man? That would be really effing cool. I'm gonna keep scribing away. So I had a hankering for some fish tacos. I gotta go get some fish tacos. These are some of the best fish tacos I've ever had. This restaurant, they just do it right. And the salsa that I get with it is chef's kiss. I'm so excited for these damn fish tacos. Look at my fogged up glasses. That's how pumped I am. Tia Juanitas. And not for nothing, we got the Women's College World Series on the tube there with UT. Hopefully you saw that. UT is down by 1 right now in the bottom of the 5th. The UT women's softball team. Hopefully you can see that. So we'll be cheering on my Longhorns while I do this. And await the fish tacos, of course. Dude. Yes. That's sexy. That's some sexy footage right there. And this is the salsa I was talking about. Let's do some slow-mo footage here. So I just get home and UT Longhorn women's softball won 4-1, which means they are the Natty champions, the national champions. That's 2 in a row. That's back to back. Hell yeah, Longhorns. I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to continue to transcribe the journal entries. And this is a really cool little arc today. We started with a dream, quite literally, and going to end with figuring out how to construct a body of work when it comes to the travel content, and specifically about writing for it. I can live with that. And I don't have my glass of wine, which is a big bummer, but that's all right. I'll see you tomorrow.